Hi, I am Abelsæth from Statistics Norway. I am one of the people who have been working on this app for interviewing, and I'm just going to show you some of the main features. So, somewhere on your tablet, there should be this CSEntry icon. So start that to start the app. Okay, so you start the questionnaire by clicking on energy. And the very first time you open the app, it will ask you where you are and what language you prefer. This will be set once and for all, probably. But first time, yeah. Right now, I am in Mozambique. I have the Mozambique metadata, and I prefer English. Okay, so now I can start logging in. You should have your login from the administrators. So I will log in as Donald. And yeah, first time we open the app, of course, it doesn't know what area we are in. So we're going to have to enter that. Once you have entered the area, it assumes you will stay in the same area until you tell it otherwise. And you tell it otherwise by starting the listing form. So yeah, so if you just start the household questionnaire form, we will always assume that you are in the same area. Okay, so choosing the region where I am, dragging down all the way, even this. And here I am ready to start listing. I want to remind you that GPS coordinates can mostly only be read if you're outdoors. So this is why you have the option here to import from previous questionnaire. That's basically if you're in a big building with many apartments, you should record the GPS coordinates before entering the building, and then you can just import it for the rest of the households in the building if there are more than one. Okay, I am indoors, but I will still try moving my tablet close to the window. Okay, so here we are, and choosing household is present, and name of head of household. Say Anne. And then this address or location, this is important because this field we will use to help you find your way back when you do the main interview. So make a description that makes it easy for you or your colleagues to find back to exactly this household. So write something here. And next one. Then what kind of energy? Say power grid. And except this case. Okay, so now I've entered one case. And I can add another one, etc. What I also want to show you is this button up here. It gives you a interview where you can show the map of the EA enumeration area where you are. So in this case, this is where in theory I am now. Clicking on this will probably take you away from, or maybe, yeah, let's see what happens. Yeah, it doesn't really does anything. Anyway, once you're done, that's outside of the view here, but the backspace on your tablets will take you back to the questionnaire. When you're done listing, you can choose a listing here. Okay, so say that I have done all of the listing I'm going to do today. I want to send the listing to the supervisor. This requires that the supervisor is around and presses his menu to receive data. Of course, I have only one tablet, so it's not going to work. It will also, I think I'll show you that, ask you to compare the settings with the enumerators. Basically, this is just to ensure that your settings, your regional settings, are correct, because you somehow believe you are in enumeration area 55 and the supervisor believes you are in 32, then you will mess up the data. And of course, this is a bit too late to figure out that you haven't got the right region settings, because you have done the whole day with listing, but it's still just to make sure. Okay, so I say yes, these are correct. And then this is going to fail because it's not going to find anything to sync with. This is my computer, but it's not going to sync. Okay, so I couldn't connect. That's okay. Anyway, yeah, and I want also to make sure that never swap the tablets from being a supervisor tablet to a enumerator tablet, basically, because there are different settings. The apps look the same, but you will ruin the data. So basically, your tablet is your tablet throughout the whole survey. Okay, once you have sent the data to your supervisor, he will press the button to create sample file, and then you will receive it by here. And again, I need another tablet to synchronize. Okay, so I will soon start up the household questionnaire, but before that, I again want to focus on this button up here. This is, yeah, if the settings, yeah, it used to be download maps here too, I forgot about that. And this is basically if you for some reason get an error message, it might be that somehow the login or the country settings are wrong. Basically that for some reason the tablet believes you are in Tanzania while you are in Mozambique. So you can reset it and you can change the language here and all of these things. So and same, yeah, that's basically all I want to say for now. Okay, so let's go to the household questionnaire. Again, it wants to verify that the settings are okay, just because during testing we did discover some errors here, and only way I could figure out how to deal with it, but okay, the settings are okay. So here is basically here the map is it takes default satellite from Google Maps. You can choose here offline map with EA borders. That doesn't make sense for me now because all of my sample, the households that I will interview are around me here in Oslo. But I can choose Google Maps and Google Satellite as well, and this will change. And yeah, as you can see, I sit here, and here are the household I am going to interview. And yeah, I'm gonna use my hand now to move around. Oh, yeah, I was gonna do, yeah, like this. You can swipe up and down this to see. Yeah, this is just test data, so this is not, it doesn't make sense. Anyway, to start the questionnaire, say that I am here. I open by clicking on it. And here, yes, accepted and start for now. Or I'm not going to go through the whole thing, so I'll just choose no, the house is vacant. This will take me back to the map. and you see that this now is finished, so it's marked green. And the code is like that. The red are the ones that are not finished, the yellow are partially finished, and the green are all finished. And it might be that there are several households at the same spot. Say here, yeah. At this, it was, like I said, the data doesn't really make sense here. But here there are 4 households, so you can choose which one to interview. And here is the status ready for enumeration, partly interviewed or finished. Okay, so that's basically all I want to show you for now. Thank you very much.